One time I went to go get I thought it was a tzepula and I take a bite and it's the bacala.
Yeah, this story
and
never
I was
gets
literally
old.
like, pooh! What's up, guys? It is the Growing Up Italian podcast. I am here with my cousin Rocco.
Oh.
Now, we have a very special Christmas Eve Christmas episode. Buon Natale A Tutti.
Merry Christmas,
From
everybody.
your favorite content creators, right?
Let's go.
And we are here to ask some questions that we often get. When you think of Italian Americans, you think of Christmas Eve, especially Christmas Eve.
Yeah, 100%.
So, first question that we get, we probably get this question every year around the holidays. We get this question 100 times. Is Christmas Eve the real holiday?
Yeah, especially for Italian Americans, I think we can all agree. And for those who don't like fish, I'm very sorry for you. But even you guys know that Christmas Eve is 1,000% the Christmas for Italians.
So you say fish, right?
Yeah.
I want to talk about this real quick, and then we'll get on.
We got a lot to cover.
Yeah, we've got a lot to cover. The Feast of the Seven Fishes. Is that an Italian American thing? Because, listen, growing up, I felt like we never counted how many fishes we really get served.
No way.
But when we post things about seven fishes, people are like, only Americans do this. Mm-hmm. Now, is it an American thing?
I'm gonna fact check everybody. So I did my homework on this because obviously I was curious, and it predominantly is an Italian American thing, but that's because most Italian Americans come from Naples and Sicily, which is where they did have that Christmas
fishes?
Eve, a bunch of fish. They didn't necessarily call it the seven fishes. Mm-hmm. We kind of made that our own, but they had a lot of fish on the eve of Christmas. So,
okay,
a lot of traditions carried over, and that was one of them that just stuck.
Because that's a big thing that people always say is all right, I'm not the biggest fish eater in the world, but growing up, as I got older, I started eating more and more.
Yeah.
So whenever I tell somebody oh, I don't eat fish, they're like, you're Italian, you don't eat fish? What do you do on Christmas Eve? And so everybody asks me.
I know you're kind of miserable on Christmas Eve.
But listen, we're going to talk about usually in our household, what we eat on Christmas Eve. So growing up, I felt our family was super strict with the fish, right?
Yeah.
But the exception was, the first course was always a seafood marinara with spaghetti.
Yeah.
Right? Nonna used to always make a plain sauce too. Then we have 2 or 3 cousins that don't eat. Well, we have 1 or 2 cousins.
There's 3 different types of pastas.
Yeah, exactly. So you got
pasta with the
seafood that you're saying with the octopus, calamari.
Yeah.
And scungio.
Yeah.
With
the scungio I'm not crazy about.
Yeah, you don't like that?
No. I definitely put those to the side.
And then it's a regular tomato sauce, and then it's a pasta with butter.
Yeah, exactly that. But the pasta with butter is for 2 people.
For one to 2 people.
Mostly one person.
And the baby.
Yeah.
The newborn, whoever is the youngest kid in town. So that's usually the first course off the bat.
Easily, yep.
Now, we're going to talk a little bit about our family in particular. None always calls the eel caponata.
The capitone. Yeah.
I just don't even care what it's called because I stay away.
Yeah.
I think a big reason why I was so scared of eating fish my whole childhood was because one time I went to go get I thought it was a tzepula and I take a bite and it's the bacala.
Yeah, this story
and
never
I was
gets
literally
old.
Got him! Spit it out. And I was like as a kid.
From that day on, I never had fish again.
Yeah. So listen, eating bacala should be an extreme sport. It is literally the most disgusting thing in the world.
Yeah, it's not. It's
Are
not
you a
for me.
bacala fan?
Nah, it's not for me.
And you're a fish eater.
Yeah, I love fish, but I'll not have bacala.
So for everyone out there, is bacala good? Is bacala why do we eat bacala?
We need somebody unbiased over here because we both have heavy feelings with bacala.
Yeah, because when you go buy bacala too, right? You go to your local pork store or whatever. Yeah. I don't know how the pork stores end up.
Bro,
it
comes up in a crate, bro, and mad salt all over.
Yeah, mad salt.
So
just to smell it, I vomit.
I feel like it's back in the 1800s, the way that thing is
I don't understand
taken
that.
care of, bro. We have it for refrigerated nowadays, but I don't know.
But bacala is actually codfish, though.
Yeah,
no?
it's a codfish.
So why does it suck? Why is it so bad?
I don't know. But in fairness, we also don't have like a fillet of bacala. They make it like clumps of it. So imagine not liking something and then having to have a chunk of it too. So you're in trouble.
No,
you're
it's
in trouble.
it's fishy. It's like I feel like people that eat that, they need to brush their teeth immediately after the meal. So look, we just covered in our family that
the garlic of the sea.
Yeah, I don't know why it's such a big thing in our house, but so we eat this seafood marinara, bacala, clams.
100%.
Right, you definitely see some clams,
baked clams,
fried calamari too.
Is a must.
Definitely fried calamari with the squid. Octopus,
grilled octopus, one of my favorites. You don't like octopus, right?
I do sometimes. Like
depends on your
I'm
mood.
picky. Like sometimes it's too chewy, but like I learned
it's got to be cooked right.
It's got to be cooked right. You know, I think you got to boil it first,
nice
and
and
then grill
tender.
it.
Yep.
And like we usually have like some kind of fillet with like oreganata style, like, with crumbs on it. But I don't even know if that's 7, is it?
No, we got fruta di mare.
We have a seafood salad.
Yeah, so many scallops.
Your dad usually makes the seafood salad.
Squid. So much I'm forgetting here, but seafood salad alone has like 4 or 5. Scungil in there, all that good stuff.
Your dad usually does like a shrimp cocktail too. I don't know if that's
cocktail,
like
that's definitely not an Italian thing.
It's not an Italian tradition, but listen, we are in America, right?
Yeah, we get the best of both worlds, really.
But yeah, we eat over 7 fishes.
Easily over 7. I know most households
because we cheat. We put like 6 fishes in one dish.
Exactly, like the fruta di mare, like we were saying.
But I'm curious to ask everybody that's listening to the pod if our family's the only ones that do that, or is that really like, are we really counting 7 fishes? Are we going over? Are we going under?
That's actually a great question. I would love to know what else people do.
I will say one bonus thing too. Now that we got older, like I feel like growing up, we were super strict with just fish on Christmas Eve.
Mm-hmm.
And now we do sneak in chicken cutlets somehow.
Yeah.
Which isn't even like a holiday food like that, but it just came out of nowhere.
Listen, we love to eat, man. Our family really houses. God bless us. We really go to town.
Large, except you.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. But the chicken cutlets were a late throw in. You know, after 15 years, like, all right,
like
a lot of
chicken
kids
cutlets was added like 5 years ago. It's new. It's new.
It gets the crowd going though. Everybody loves it. But one thing I definitely wanted to mention, being on the topic of Christmas Eve, and I know you're going to transition to this, but a lot of people don't know this, but the only time that you can learn the prayer of the Malocchio is before midnight on Christmas Eve.
Are we allowed to talk about this?
Yeah, we are. We're good.
Is our family going to kill us?
We're good. I know there's secret rituals to this. Before midnight or on exactly midnight. It can't be anything else besides those two.
Mean like
so
midnight?
It's either 12 o'clock Christmas Day or 11:59 Christmas Eve. That you can learn.
So, like, we learn the Malocchio prayer. Now, people have a bunch of techniques for taking off, like a Malocchio, I guess you could say.
There's definitely a lot of different rituals, and it varies upon regions.
But our family's like a prayer.
Yeah. Ours is, that's what our family does.
It's a prayer.
Where we're from.
So, you, like, Christmas Eve is the day you can actually write it down, I think.
Yeah, you have to learn the prayer. You have to memorize it. And
you can never say it out loud.
You can't say it out loud. You do it yourself.
Other than Christmas Eve.
Correct.
So, like, right now, I can't say it out loud to you.
No, definitely not. Especially not on a podcast.
Yeah, especially not on a
You're going to get our family cursed.
With our millions of fans.
Trillions.
But I think if our family takes it so serious that if they heard we, like, slipped up, we would get, like, disowned.
Yeah, this part I might have to make sure we edit very thoroughly.
There's generations of Sassanez over there that are, like... Like, what are these kids doing? Get fired. Let's see Bumbeat. But so it's funny because whenever we made memes in the prior years about Christmas Eve and the Malocchio, we have a lot of followers that ask us, "Can you teach us?"
Yeah, it's crazy.
And we're like, "No, you gotta like ask somebody that you know that knows it."
Yeah.
Because let's say if I teach someone how to do it and then they slip up and say the prayer or something. Then my whole family...
It's never going to work.
It's never going to work
For the time.
And I'll tell you one thing. I use that call like, my head hurts. Could you do the Malocchio on me?
Yeah, it works.
A lot.
It works.
Some people, like, when I tell them, like, oh, yeah, this is that, like, you never heard of Tylenol? You never heard of Advil? Like, for headaches, that's what
I know. That's what everybody
say.
else would say, you know? Who the hell knows? You know, they always say there's an evil spirit. That's
so, being
you're
you're about to get married,
mm-hmm.
does your fiance believe in it too? Like, in the Malocchio? Or, like, how does she, like, from an outsider that doesn't, like, didn't spend Christmas Eve with us our whole lives?
I want her to learn it. I mean, Taylor, she's very curious about it. I don't know if she like believes in it because from the outside looking in, like I'll be like, "What the hell does your family believe in?" You know,
what is this witchcraft?
And we don't even do the crazy things like the Sicilians do. I can't even mention.
I'm not even gonna say it.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
There's other regions that do like literally it's sorcery.
Well, even in our hometowns, I've seen people do it.
Yeah, it gets
they
crazy.
do the whole setup, you know.
It gets crazy. You think you're ready for like a paranormal activity or something.
Yeah,
it's insane.
We're gonna watch Exorcism. I don't know if I'm even allowed to say that. We covered mostly everything for Christmas Eve. The last part of Christmas Eve is then midnight mass.
Yep.
I feel like that's a huge tradition. Like, I've been to a bunch. I haven't been to like the last 2 years, I think, but
I've been slacking. I'm not gonna lie.
I've been slacking too. But I feel like Christmas Eve mass is like one of those masses that's like Easter mass and Christmas Eve mass probably the most important, right?
Yeah.
So that's like also a big thing where I remember we would hang around the whole night playing Scopa, learning the prayer, and then, you know, midnight mass to close it out.
Yep.
Right?
That's literally it.
That's order. Christmas Eve. Now, Christmas Day, to me, is like, growing up, it would be that day where you kind of open your present. That's when Santa Claus came.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask you, do you open midnight or do you open Christmas Day in the morning?
So, my parents, like, just after they figured out, all right, if you're a kid, cover your ears. When we figured out Santa Claus wasn't like real, that's when we just opened after midnight mass type shit, or like at night, you know?
Yeah.
But I think when you have kids in the house, like the gift should be open the morning of.
1,000%.
In your best pajamas. You know, like, you gotta take out the silk ones.
A cookie has a bite mark on it. You know, the milk's a little drink.
The milk is a little smelly from standing out for 12 hours.
Nice.
But yeah, I miss those days, you know. And now with the kids, they
do that
enjoy
with your kids.
Yeah, they enjoy.
You have to, bro.
They enjoy.
I can't wait to do that.
But sometimes even my kids are like question, like he's not like they're already at that age. I'm like, oh my god,
what do you mean?
How's this going so quick? But for me, Christmas Day is like the lazy day where you're just like in your pajamas, right?
Yeah.
You open gifts, FaceTiming Italy.
Yeah.
Buon Natale, Buon Natale.
Right off the rip. Yeah.
Right, and then you're watching Christmas movies.
Mm-hmm.
That's really Christmas to me. Like,
yeah, it's definitely a
more chill day.
Recuperation period. Then it's, you know, everybody meets up, like 4 or 5?
A little later, yeah.
Maybe a little later, have dinner, which gets insane. I don't know if you want to jump into that.
Yeah, well, all right, so before we start with what we eat on Christmas Day, from the Grown Up Italian team, if you're going to go to somebody's house that they invite you for Christmas Eve or Christmas dinner, there's certain things you should do, like bring a gift.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know why I'm even saying this. Like, that should be, if someone invites you over for dinner and you're not, like, bringing any part of the meal, then go bring something.
Yeah,
you know?
you have to bring something.
Either A, you got to go to your local pastry shop.
1,000%.
Or B, like, get a bottle of wine.
Agree.
Now, the main things you got to think of before going to these places is, like, think about the crowd in there, right? So if you're going to your father-in-law's and he says he makes the best homemade wine, don't bring a bottle of wine.
Yeah, don't play games.
Because he's going to basically say, my wine's better than this. Yeah. What are you doing with this,
Good call.
So you either got to bring desserts, which you should be telling whoever you're, like, bringing this to, like, okay, I'm bringing desserts. So at least they could give you, like, okay, we have this already, so don't get that.
Right.
At least, like, you know,
coordinate a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't want to have, you know, eight of the same cookies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's definitely happened before.
Or bring a bottle of liquor if they like scotch or
some hard
grappa.
liquor. Yeah, perfect.
But what would be some cookies that you think would be like typical to bring?
For me, you could go with any, you know, I would say dry pastry or dry cookie like pinoli cookie, a rainbow cookie. The butter cookies with like the chocolate.
Fig cookies is big.
Fig cookies especially big. If you want extra brownie points, you know, Italians
Figs
love
are
fig
expensive
cookies.
now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you might have to. It might cost you a pretty penny, but a lot of these bakeries make it phenomenal. Shout out to
Chirco's Villa Bata.
Chico's Villabate.
Those are the two favorites in the neighborhood. Shouts to Fortunatos too. That's family.
But yeah, honestly, pastries or an alcoholic beverage, you can't go wrong. Really,
Yeah.
those are like you don't want to bring.
I just
hot
love
food.
how Italians though, like the ones that do make the homemade wine. If you bring like a Brunello, which is like a $70 bottle of wine, they're gonna be like,
Yeah,
they're gonna be like,
maybe our family though. You know, our family's not.
our
the
family's
heaviest
definitely
on
like
drinkers.
that because our family even like puts wine and Sprite, wine and ginger ale.
Yeah, yeah.
So imagine doing like an $80 bottle of wine.
Everything's watered down, but it's funny because the uncles that do like the wine, you can tell they're twisted because their cheeks get mad red.
Yeah,
So like Zidane,
Like Zidane, yeah,
his
yeah.
second glass, he's out like a light.
and he's laughing.
Yeah, he's the best.
We gotta do more content with him. A lot of people been asking about him.
He'll make a comeback when the time is right.
But yeah, when speaking of Villa Bata and Chirco's, when I went there, what I liked was they had like this round pastry, like plate, and there's like
Yeah, the assorted tray.
yeah. So that to me is like the perfect thing to
Yeah,
bring.
that's a little bit of
Because
everything.
one, that's good for a couple of days, good for 2-3 days.
Yep.
So you get the little butter cookies that are dipped in the chocolate with the sprinkles,
Really
with
good.
the raspberry in the middle, the pinoli cookies, the S cookies. Like to me, that's the ideal tray.
So good.
If not, like go get cannolis that from the best place or
Oh yeah, they'll.
Sfogliatelle, whatever like the desserts are that you're in charge of. Like make sure you do it right.
Yes.
Go to a good place, you know,
Do the right thing.
make everybody proud. Christmas Day, what do we eat?
So we usually start with a crazy antipasto platter.
So Christmas Day antipasto is the best
That's the start
antipasto
of
of
the
the
show.
year.
That's the start of the show. Like by the time we're out of the antipasto phase, I'm already full. And our family, they don't give you time to relax. It's just like, all right, go, go, go. It's like
Bye.
it's literally a sprint.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not a marathon. It's a
Yeah.
sprint.
Bye.
The opposite.
So we usually start with that crazy antipasto. It's like mozzarella, sharp provolone, dry sausage, dry supersad, prosciutto, olives, mushrooms,
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
pickled eggplant, like our homemade eggplant that we make.
Yeah.
Usually Nana makes our own like dry sausage that we always end up eating on Christmas.
So good.
But yeah, the antipasto is crazy. What I usually like to do is I get like a little piece of bread and
You need the bread.
make my little
I was
sandwiches.
just
You
gonna
know?
say, yeah.
A little super
That's why
provolone.
I'm full half the time because I already loaded up on carbs.
Yeah, exactly. And usually I feel like we do lasagna too.
Yeah.
I feel like we do it every holiday. Lasagna.
Lasagna is like automatic every holiday.
Heavy.
I get tired of it. That's why I think
Heavy.
it's overrated.
Heavy.
It's just too much lasagna. I can only have it once. I'm very selective when I have the lasagna.
And then usually the meat we do like.
It
My
could-
dad usually make the stuffed pork. Right?
Yeah, that makes stuffed pork.
I don't know if everybody does.
It's
that.
a wild card, man. The meat's a wild card.
I feel like meat. Everybody like you guys could argue with me on this. I think everybody would agree that the antipasto for Christmas, which is it's not charcuterie board, it's antipasto, that we go crazy with antipasto, but then the meat's kind of like everybody does different. Like I've seen people do like
there's a
crazy steak.
There's a roast beef. There's obviously sirloin. There's skirt steak. There's pork. There's glazed ham. It could be a whole turkey, and people do turkey on Christmas. You know, it's crazy. I'm telling you,
turkey? You think people do turkey?
Yeah, the meat's a wild card for everybody. But listen, from what I've experienced,
Listen, don't say we're not real Italian because we only eat a certain meat. I don't want to hear it.
crazy.
But I wonder if there is like
Italian staple.
yeah, for
meat?
Christmas.
I don't know.
I don't know. That'll be a good question. What are some gifts you get for your family on Christmas? Like, I feel like my dad every year we get him like a wallet. Is that like
How do you
or
play
a
it
belt?
safe? You got to give him either a watch, a belt, shoes, a hat. I'm forgetting something.
Underwears.
Una bella mudanda.
That's like a stocking stuffer. New underwears.
New
You know?
underwears. I said a belt, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Usually those are the staples.
How messed up is it? Like growing up, I always thought like the right thing to get your mom was like stuff for the kitchen, like pots, pans.
A kitchen towel.
Yeah. One time my mom was like, "I don't want this. Like, get me the good stuff."
I know. I feel bad.
It's like, this is gifts for the family.
It took me a while to realize that too. But yeah, spoil your mom. She does so much around the house. You know, buy her a nice bag, designer shoes. Treat your
Usually,
mother.
the way the cheat code to that for everybody listening is doing it with your siblings. Like, yo, let's split and get her, you know?
That's the best of it all. If you can do that,
you
if you have siblings and you can do that, then you
That's what me and Miguel did. We got my mom's, I won't say it because who knows if she listens to this or not. But that's the way to do it, is that you like say, okay, this is what she really wants. Let's split it up and get it for her. You know, take care of mom. And what do you get for your siblings? Like, what's the... I feel like sweatpants is always like...
Yeah, it's usually clothing or whatever interest they have. Like I bought my younger brother a new monitor because he likes to game, so I got him that.
See, that's a thoughtful gift.
And from my older brother, I just got him like swagged out clothes.
I thought you got him like Pokemon.
Nah.
VC.
I mean, he probably wouldn't mind that either, honestly.
You know, like, here you go. Here's a little. By the way, I got you this, and I got you, you know, some how you doing. Yeah, I think for family, like. You can't go wrong with the sweats, socks, boxer, like stuff that they always
clothing.
need.
Yeah, make sure you get the right size though.
Yeah. So, Christmas Eve or Christmas? What are you picking? You gotta pick one.
No, Christmas Eve for sure. For me,
Christmas Eve is more eventful.
Yeah,
I'll go Christmas Eve.
Just the whole vibe, aesthetic is just better.
Nah, I agree.
Christmas Day, everybody's like, not that they're over it, but it's like, all right, I can't wait to go home and
sleep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And this year is kind of weird because it's on a Saturday, Christmas, so you kind of got Christmas 2 days in a row.
Yeah, it's great.
But Sunday is definitely another holiday. Like, I don't know what it's called, but when Christmas is on Saturday and then Christmas, the day after Christmas on Sunday, it's a holiday as far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
So let's get to our favorite part of the show. Overrated, underrated, perfectly rated. Favorite part of the show. Rainbow cookies.
Oh. See, this one's tough because to Italian Americans, they're perfectly rated. To Italians, they're overrated. But
the Italians in Italy, you're saying?
Yeah, Italians in Italy. For myself, though, I'm saying rainbow cookies are perfectly rated. I feel like they are a great gift to bring anywhere. They are a staple in any Italian American household. They're delicious. You can get ones with the raspberry jam. You can get ones with cannoli cream inside. Very versatile and absolutely amazing. Perfectly rated.
Rainbow cookies are great because, not to cut you off, rainbow cookies are great because they stay a couple days too. You throw them in the fridge, they're good for 2-3 days, you know?
Very good.
So some cookies, you know, once you open them, they get hard. But yeah, I agree. Rainbow cookies, perfectly rated. But now the best rainbow cookies, when you bring those juicy rainbow cookies that get the crowd wild, those are underrated.
Yeah.
So now, the Italian cookies we make, the lemon drops.
Yeah.
Overrated, underrated, perfectly rated.
The lemon drops, I think they're perfectly rated. To me, when I think of Christmas Eve, those are one of the staple cookies that I want to have. Very good. I like them very lemony. And I think they're appreciated throughout. I don't think anybody hates on them. Like, why would you not like a
I feel like you got to eat those fresh, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Because then sometimes they sit for 2-3 days.
That's very true.
It's like eating a biscuit almost. You know? But I'm talking about the ones that lemon ricotta with the glaze on top.
Glaze on top with sprinkles. Yeah, it's perfectly rated.
Perfectly rated. Okay, that's fair.
Assuming this is all fresh, this is perfectly rated.
Yeah, we always got to assume it's fresh. Don't give me, last week's lemon ricotta cookies.
I nailed it to you. I should be there in 2 weeks.
Pinoli cookies.
See, I'm going to get a lot of hate for this one. I think they're overrated.
Oh, my God.
They're good. Don't get me wrong. They're good.
Oh, my God.
They're about $1 billion a pound.
Pinoli nuts are very expensive.
Like, I don't even know how to explain. I like the texture. The consistency is great. It's just, I feel like people make them out to be way better than what they actually are. Like, they're good.
That almond base is just delicious, though. Like,
I feel like it's too strong. So, like, can you tell me you could have more than one in one
Bro,
sitting?
I could have about 14. Easy. But especially, like, that's another cookie that, okay, they got to be fresh. But when I pick up a pinoli cookie, I'll take like 2 or 3 off. Like,
well, what's the point of that? It's so plain, the pinoli nut.
I mean, they're good, man. I don't know.
I think you just like to waste time.
Waste time with snacks. We have one more right here. All right. So there's a lot of different variations of this, but fig cookies.
Fig cookies. I think those are underrated. Again,
shout out to the Sicilian style, by the way.
Yeah. Fig cookies. They just have the perfect flavor combination. I don't know how it meshes well, but any sweet fig tastes delicious to me. The cookie is just a little too hard, and that's why I think it gets a bad rep. But I would say underrated on the fig cookies. You?
Okay. You know, believe it or not, I like dry figs alone too. Like,
Yeah.
when they're dry.
No, they're good. They're good dry.
You know, they're a good little snack to have in the house, especially during the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're healthy or not, but, I feel like, hey, let me eat some dry figs. You know,
They deserve more love, but the cookie on the outside is just hard. That's why.
Yeah.
I don't know if they were.
But there's
softer.
also like a lot of variations of that too, because you got the small ones, you got the long ones with the sprinkles on it too.
Yeah.
And then I had recently like this. It almost looks like a ravioli, like it's like a closed pocket style, and there was like chunks of fig in it.
Yeah,
I
I
like,
know what you're talking about.
those were so good. Like I thought those were extremely underrated because when you say fig cookies, like you could think of 2-3 different versions.
Yeah,
that's
the only problem with this series is that somebody could be interpreting it a different way. That's why I like to put the image.
Yeah.
in
So
front.
you put the image
at
to show
we
which
have
ones
a
you're talking
defense,
about.
You know, that there's certain movies that we enjoy during these holidays. So for Christmas, there are 3 that come to mind: overrated, underrated, or perfectly rated. Sabino, what do you rate Home Alone? I'm talking the first one.
First, no,
Or
because
we'll do
the
it as a
real
series?
one's the second one.
Okay.
Because that's when he got lost in New York.
Yeah.
The first one, he got left back home.
So we'll do Home Alone as a series.
Home Alone as a series, perfectly rated only because the third one, and then they have a new one now that I didn't watch. They're the kids like in England or something.
Yeah, so that just came out.
Skip those.
Okay.
1 and 2, instant classics. Actually, global sensation. Even people in Europe love that one. Like Italians, they speak about Mamma Pescererio.
Yeah.
Like they love that movie.
Yeah.
But Home Alone's perfectly rated. Number 1 and 2, every Christmas year you need to watch those 2. And to me, number 2 was better because it was in New York. And
All right. Next up, The Grinch.
The Grinch is classic.
I'm talking about the one with Jim Carrey.
Bro, that movie is amazing. That's probably my favorite Christmas movie. That movie's perfectly rated. I mean, I think everybody knows that's the best. Ever since that movie came out, it's been the biggest Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Like so much to the point, even my kids can quote like stuff in that. Like I abuse it how much I watched it during the Christmas season.
No, Grinch is a classic.
The cartoon one, I mean, the early one before that one, that cartoon one was good. The last one, I didn't feel it was that good. I feel like it flopped a little.
Yeah.
When the Christmas tree.
Yeah. Jim Carrey is such a great actor, man.
Yeah, he is.
All right.
He was great in that movie.
Last Christmas movie, Elf.
Elf is underrated. That movie is classic. I love it.
Wow, you think?
Like, Santa! I know him. Will Ferrell killed that. It's different from a lot of other Christmas movies that we're accustomed to. So I'm going to give that one underrated. Like, that one's a must-watch. Every year in December, before Christmas, after Christmas, Christmas Day, you got to watch that. I even like the Scrooge series, by the way.
Yeah.
Like,
I would disagree. I would just say perfectly rated on this one, just because whenever I think Christmas, that's probably the first movie I think of. But yeah, I would go perfectly rated across the board. Those are 3 Christmas staples. I don't think
compared to the others, I feel like Elf doesn't get the same love, but yeah, it's amazing.
No, none of those are overrated. There's no way.
Yeah,
They wouldn't be around by now if they were overrated.
Yeah, 20 years later.
Great
But
movies.
yeah, I was gonna just one last thing. The Scrooge series, everybody should watch that too. On Disney Plus, there's like a really good one. I think it's called Christmas Carol. Yeah, that one I really like. You know, just shows you to really enjoy the holidays.
Yeah, exactly. Don't be a Scrooge.
From us to your family, everybody out there, Merry Christmas.
Buon Natale A Tutti. Enjoy your day, guys.